very much. Thank all of you for being here. There's a wonderful turnout. Thank you so much for, this is really wonderful, and I'd like to ask to say a few words. A dear friend of mine and a great governor from the state of Minnesota who's traveling with me in the next generation of leadership, I think, in America, and that's the great governor of the state of Minnesota, Tim Pawlenty.
Say, Oakland County rocks. This is awesome. Thanks for coming out for Senator McCain. I was first running for governor in 2002. Nobody knew who I was. In fact, we still don't know who I am. But I was coaching soccer that fall with my young daughter's soccer team, and I announced my campaign that day. I went around the state, had a few little press conferences, switched out of my suit, put on my soccer coach's jersey, walked onto the field, and these little grade school girls who had coached came running up to me and said, "Are you running for governor? Are you running for governor?" And I kind of pridefully puffed up. I said, "Yeah, I'm running for governor." And this girl says, "Cool, can you get me Jesse Ventura's autograph?" So you may not know who I am, but you know that Minnesota and Michigan have a lot in common, right? We love to ice fish and fish and boat. We got the Great Lakes, and we got iron ore and taconite. We like to tease Wisconsin, right? We like to tease Wisconsin a little bit, good-naturedly. But we got something else in common in the upper Midwest. We like straight talk. We like people who are authentic. We like people who are the real deal. And we're here today to hear from and support a great American hero, John McCain. And a couple of quick thoughts. You know, when we're going to pick the next leader of the free world, next president of the United States, people are going to ask you, what should we look for? You know, in an uncertain world, we know this about the future, it's uncertain. So what kind of characteristics should we look for in the next leader of the free world? And among those, as you know, is we want somebody with wisdom, we want somebody with judgment, we want somebody with perspective, we want somebody who's got character. And as the old saying goes, the best sermons are not preached, they're lived. And so you look around this race, you're going to hear a lot of speeches, a lot of TV commercials, a lot of stuff in brochures. But I would suggest to you, in the end, look at the life these individuals have lived. And we got a lot of good candidates, but we got one great man, one great person running for President of the United States. I know Michigan's struggling economically as much as the rest of the country is, but Michigan even more so. Senator McCain has a vision for making sure that we maintain as many jobs as we possibly can, but he's got a forward-looking vision to make sure that people have the education and the skills they need to connect to and compete in the economy of the future. I grew up in an old meatpacking town, the world's largest meatpacking plants. My mom died when I was young. My dad was a truck driver and lost his job. So I know a little bit about these issues. We need people who understand that with the economy now where 14 jobs are going to be had between the time the next generation is 40 years old and their average life, training, education is important. He's got that vision. Let me give to you a great American hero, somebody who walks the walk, somebody who is strong, somebody who's courageous, somebody who gives us a dignified and graceful leadership style. Courageous leaders in the modern history of this country, Senator John McCain, the next President of the United States.
Thank you very much. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much. And I'm very honored that you're here. I thank you for taking the time out on this Saturday afternoon. And I'm very grateful for your friendship and your support. And the Phoenix Chamber of Commerce has asked me to announce that the temperature is 70 degrees in Phoenix today. I'd like to thank Governor Tim Pawlenty, who I mentioned is such a great guy. And so I'm required to tell the story of the two inmates in the state prison in the chow line. And one of them said, "The food was a lot better in here when you were governor." But I don't know if we should. Some states you can't tell that joke. So, Senator John, Papa George John, where are you? Thank you, sir. Thank you for your great work. Thank you for your friendship. So, as You know, Papa George is an old Irish name, so I will tell the following joke that there's a bar in Detroit and it's empty, and one guy down at either end of the bar, and finally one guy gets up, goes down to the other end, sits down next to the guy and says, "Where are you from?" The guy says, "I'm from Ireland." He says, "Really?" He says, "I'm from Ireland too." He says, "Well, let me buy you a drink." He says, "No, let me buy you a drink." Go back and forth. He says, "Where are you from in Ireland?" He says, "I'm from Dublin." "No, I'm from Dublin too. Let me buy you a drink." So let me go back and forth. The guy says, "Where'd you go to high school?" I said, "I went to St. Mary's." "No, you couldn't have, because I went to St. Mary's." "Real? Let me buy you." Going back and forth, buying each other drinks. The guy walks into the bar, sees all the commotion down at the end of the bar, and says to the bartender, "What's going on down there?" The bartender said, "It's just the O'Reilly twins getting drunk again." So, John, thank you. I don't know what that joke has to do anything, except for our next Irishman, Rocky Raskowski, another Irish name. Thank you, Rocky, for all you do. And Mayor Pennyloaves, Mayor, where are you? Mayor, thank you, Mayor. Thank you for the great job you do. Thank you. Mayors are very important, and I thank you very much, and I appreciate it. And Mike Bosnick, who's our school president. Mike, where are you? Thank you, Mike, President. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for all you do. I want to tell you, your reward will be in heaven, not here on earth, Mike. And Ruth Johnson, who's the county clerk. Ruth, I know you're here. Ruth, thank you. Thank you for your great job. Congressman Todd Platts from Pennsylvania. Congressman Platts is here. Our own Congressman Fred Upton from the great state of Michigan. Fred Upton. Thank you. Thank you. And I have a special friend who's going to give me a lot of good advice and counsel, and a good friend, former CEO of Hewlett Packard, and a great person, Carly Farina, who is here. My friends, I'm grateful you're here. I'd like to discuss a few issues with you and not take too long, and then maybe if we've got time, I'll answer a couple of questions or comments. First of all, I want to thank all of you for being here. I'm very honored by your presence. We're coming down, as you know, just for the last couple of days before this election, and this election here in the state of Michigan will have a great impact on what happens as far as the President of the United States is concerned. Thank you for your participation. I'm running for president because I believe the transcendent challenge of the 21st century is the threat of radical Islamic extremism. I will discuss that more in just a moment. I'm also running to restore trust and confidence in government that has been lost. I will restore it. I will lead by example. About here in Michigan. Now, my friends, I can't look you in the eye. I cannot look you in the eye and tell you that conditions are good here in this state. We all know what the unemployment rate is. We know that jobs have left this state. We know we've got a lot of work to do. But I want to look you in the eye and tell you some straight talk. The old jobs won't come back. The old jobs won't come back. But the new jobs will be created because we will do what's necessary to make sure the most productive, the greatest workers in the heartland of America and the world will get the technology, the advancement they need, the employment they need, and we will move forward and restore America's strength. And also, the beginning will be in Michigan. We will begin in Michigan.